Hi guys, Daniel here from Olympian Gymnastics. We are going live on YouTube just to get you guys prepped and back involved to when we manage to get back onto the Olympic gymnastics scene. I would like to start off by saying a big hello to all the gymnasts that remember me from summer camps. Hi guys. Anyone who doesn't remember me, I'm sure I'll be knowing you hopefully very soon. We all know that we're in the middle of a pandemic, which is a bit of a problem, but we are hopeful and we do want this to get back to normal. So what we need to do is prep all of our gymnasts and make sure that we are all in a good fighting spirit to come back to gymnastics. So what we're going to do is start doing these online videos and everybody can start getting back involved in preparation for when we go back to our gymnastics classes. We're going to start off today with a brief warm-up. I would like to make sure, if possible, that there is always adult supervision somewhere nearby, so you are looking around. There's plenty of space to move around. Okay, there should be no large objects, sofas, televisions, or anything with sharp edges around you for our warm-up or for our gymnastics movements. And if parents could be watching at all times, obviously it's going to make it a lot safer, so we really would recommend that. Make sure everybody's taking care with themselves, and if you're doing this with a partner or with somebody else, you can be taking care of each other as well, swapping and having goes at the stuff. So, without further ado, let's crack on, and let's get on with a fairly basic warm-up, and then we're going to move on to a few skills that would maybe lead into what would be a handstand, some exercise skills, and a little bit of stretching, and then we can talk a little bit about coming back, hopefully in May, I would hope, fingers crossed, we can start moving towards that. So, we are going to start by doing a warm-up, and we're going to do with our legs up in the air, and we're going to start by doing just jogging knees up, okay? So, copying me, we're going to be jogging with our knees up. Now, as you can see on the camera, and as I turn, you can see that my knees are coming right up to my chest. Okay, you want to make sure you're getting those right up. Knees up, almost hitting your knees. Hitting your knees. Okay, now we're going to change the position and we're going to be kicking our bums, okay? Make sure you're kicking your bottoms there, feet right back, kicking your bottoms, and we're going to turn into full star jumps, okay? Everybody remember star jumps? I might pop around the camera there. Star jumps. Excellent. I can feel that I might be tired here. I don't know about you guys. Out of shape for a little while during lockdown, just starting to get back into good shape. Okay, and back to running on the spot. You can keep your legs a little bit lower this time, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a slower, more relaxed run, just while your lungs get back into shape. Excellent. Okay, and back to star jumps. Now it takes a 10-minute break, 10-second break, 10-minute break, that would be a long time, 10-second break. Now, as I forgot to say at the beginning, but as you can quite clearly see next to me, those of you that have got a bottle of water or a small drink next to you, that could facilitate you somewhat. So I'm going to have a quick sip of water already, our 10-second break, and we're going to get back into that warm-up once again. It's amazing how quickly lockdown takes it out of you. I can't wait to get back jumping and running, working out. Back into some gymnastics. Okay, ready, we're going to go through that again. So 3, 2, 1, jogging knees right up. Knees right up. Slapping your knees. Try and keep a firm core when you're doing this. So your knees in line and a firm core. Okay, and bottom kicks. See if you can actually kick your bottom with your hands. Good, good, excellent. Good. Okay, and we're going to turn into star jumps. Now at the end of these star jumps, we're going to have a quick go at doing full star jumps. Now a full star jump, I'll show you, on 3, is when you completely leave the floor and do a full star. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Do that again. 1, 2, 3. Leave the floor to a star. 1, 2, 3. We're going to start. Excellent. Okay. Time to take off my jacket already. Some of you might be slightly warm already. A few more minutes of the warm-up left. I'll take that off. There we go. So, we're actually going to do a bit of a dynamic stretch for a warm-up, really. So, you can just start a light jog, knees slightly lifting up, and slow that down. You can start to circle your arms. This is called a dynamic warm-up because instead of being a static warm-up where you are stretching, it's a movement warm-up. So you're moving your muscles in the direction that you might be moving them during a gymnastics class. And moving them forwards, circling them forwards. And if you're smart and clever, you can try and do one back and one forwards. The coordination is a little bit hard. I end up dancing around here a little bit. But it's good fun to try. Excellent. Okay, standing still. 10-second restful breathing. Big breath in. Deep breath out. Big breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, so arms out wide. Can everybody do that for me? Arms out wide like a T shape. And we're going to bend our arms. And we're going to do a dynamic warm-up where we're rotating from side to side. Try and keep your back firm and your arms out whilst you're doing your dynamic warm-up. Okay. Side to side. And try and keep your hips square as well as you're doing this. Keep your posture correct. Good. Hips nice and square. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Arms down by our side. Now, to continue with the dynamic warm-up, we're going to start going down from one side, down the other. Trying to keep the other side, the extended side, as long as possible. You should be able to feel this in your side muscle here. So can anyone tell me again why this is called a dynamic warm-up? Can anyone tell me why it's called a dynamic warm-up? It's because we are moving in our stretching. We're not actually stretching to hold. Okay, so we're going to move around now to our hands and our hips. We're going to be doing our dynamic hip circles. Nice and wide, all the way around. All the way around. And reverse, and the other direction. Excellent. Okay, hands on hips. Now if I turn to the side here, this should be a little bit clearer. So hands right on hips, exactly above your centre. And we're going to be leaning forwards, straight back, and back up. And we're going to be leaning backwards, as straight back as possible, and back up. One more time, we're going to lean forwards, straight back up, and backwards. Straight backwards. There we go. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times, okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody counting with me? 1, 2, there we go. 3, 4. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do some leg swings. Now you might want to hold on to something here. If you've got the sofa, if you've got a table, then you want to be very controlled with your leg swings. I'm going to try and be brave and do this without holding on to anything, but I can't promise, so let's see. So let's imagine that I'm holding onto a table, and we're going to try keeping our hips square and our legs straight. We're going to try and swing our legs backwards and forwards, just really dynamically stretching those muscles for any leg kicks that we do. And on the other side, I'm holding onto my imaginary table. Make sure you're being safe and controlled whilst you're doing this. Do that 8 times. Oh, nearly fell over there. One more round, one more set. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's harder than it looks. 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. And one more time. 1, 2, 3. Try and keep your legs straight, not like me. 8. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do some lunges just to warm up our legs, okay? Now lunges, if I get turn to the side, lunges are going to be easier if you are leaning forward, bending your legs and standing back up. Okay, so leaning forward, extending your legs and standing back up. Okay, this should be doing your hamstrings, stretching out your hamstrings from underneath and just underneath the back hamstrings. There we go. just see, as live television doesn't always go very well, my laptop's about to go into sleep mode, and I think you're back on. I think I'm back on. Typical live television, these problems happen. Okay, so we're doing lunges. We'll do one more set of lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, everybody doing it with me? 8. Excellent, good, good guys, good. Okay, so we've done our leg lunges now. Now you can either do side swings, again you might want to hold on to something in front of you and keep your hips nice and square so that you're not kicking any tables or sofas or chairs. Make sure you've got plenty of space around you, and you can actually start to dynamically warm up your leg from side to side. Trying to keep your toe pointed, but obviously generally holding on to something. It appears that my balance is still okay, just about. So, leg swings, he says. Yeah, not so easy on the left leg. So, holding on to something, legs right up. I'm going to do it 8 times, okay? So, one more go. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's good. 5, 6, 7, holding on to my imaginary bar, 8. Just about pulled that one off, just about. Hope you guys did at home did a better job. Holding on to a sofa or a table. You should really be feeling that on the inside of your legs. So good for you guys, the ones that managed to do it. Okay, we're going to be moving on to a few exercises now. Okay, that's a good sort of 6-7 minute warm up. I'm feeling warm. I don't know you guys if you're feeling warm. So I imagine you are. I'm going to take another 10-second drink break. I'm building up quite a sweat here. I can imagine you guys are as well. It's good to get back into physical activity for such a long time. Quick sip. I don't know if any of you were able to watch our coach Lucas. Some of you might know Lucas from Temple Oak. I don't know if any of you were able to watch Lucas' video yesterday. I share his pain now for being quite tired in the video. I was watching thinking, my goodness, lockdown really takes it out of you. Clearly it does. But it's good, this is why we're getting started early, this is why we're trying to get back into gymnastics, even albeit online, and then that way we can be more ready for when the gymnastics classes actually start. So we're going to be working on fairly similar things to Lucas yesterday. We're going to do a few simple bunny hops, which is working on the balance from hands to feet transition as you're jumping up, and that's going to be working into full handstands. And we're also going to be doing a few, for those of you that are capable with adult supervision, taking care of yourselves, we're also going to be doing a few scorpion kicks. Now I'm aware that some of you in this age category are probably able to do handstands, but again, without adult supervision, I'd really rather make sure that we're not throwing handstands around in living rooms or dining rooms or spaces at home without relevant adult supervision. So really important to keep that, guys, okay? Okay, so we can start with some bunny hops. Now, I'm obviously aware, I'm trying to keep this on camera, trying to keep you guys engaged. I would like to make sure that I'm moving around slightly on the floor. I'm going to try and stay in camera's view. I can actually see myself, so hopefully you can get the full picture of what it is that I'm doing and how many reps I'm doing. Okay, so if you start with bunny hops, I'm going to come to the edge here. Okay, bunny hops, obviously you want your hands out flat, and I'm going to be out in front of you, and you want to be kicking up to around here, okay? You want to be kicking up to around here, feet together, and you're going to be doing 4 bunny hops. And move back down. Okay, stand up tall and do a jump. Okay, turn around. Same thing again in the other direction. So, bunny hops, lifting your weight onto your hands and kicking up your legs, keeping them together. Okay, kicking up your legs, keeping them together. Kicking up your legs, keeping them together. There we go. Excellent. Okay, now you can do that 3 or 4 times along the room, different directions. I've obviously done that on the side. I'm also going to do that now, facing this way. So you guys can see exactly how high my legs are coming up. Okay, so legs are staying together, kicking my bottom. Staying together and kicking my bottom. There we go. Excellent. Turn around, do that forward to the camera as well. Turn around, kick the bottom. Head down, watching the floor to keep your balance. Excellent. 4 of those. Brilliant, good stuff. So you can do 4 bunny hops in each direction. If you're doing this with a partner, you can actually check out each other's posture and be doing it together. And if you're doing it on your own, you can be trying to improve that with your hand position, with the speed in which your legs are hitting your bottom and coming back down, and with the stability in your hips. Some of you might remember we were talking about hip stability as you're moving into your handstands and bunny hops, and it's really going to help for the next exercise and activity that we do, because for those of you that can quite easily do bunny hops, we're going to move on to some scorpion kicks, which I'm sure some of you have done, and I can just briefly explain it to you now. Scorpion kick is the next progression up to a handstand, and it is where we take, as opposed to both feet moving up from a bunny hop, we actually take one leg up to the back, we keep one leg up straight, and we bend the first leg that's down on the floor in order to keep a little bit of an equilibrium of body weight. So, for those of you that know how to do that, I'm sure you can crack on. We'll probably be doing 8 to 10. I'll be doing them at different angles on the camera just to give you a clear image of what it is we're doing. And you can crack on. Now, please be aware, once again, this is a slightly more complex skill than a bunny hop, and therefore be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's around you, and make sure there's nothing sharp or no edges of things that if this were to go wrong, that you come down and be toppling onto. Okay, so make sure there's plenty of room around you. Make sure you do a nice big spin, and make sure that you're being under adult supervision. Okay, so I'm going to move on to a couple of scorpion kicks, and I'm going to do them in 2 directions, and again, lengthways and head on, so you can see. So, a scorpion kick would be similar to a bunny hop, except that one of your legs is going to come up, and it's going to kick up straight, and the bottom one is going to stay bent. Okay, now that's just to start getting the idea of what it is to come up to a handstand, but you're going to be bending that bottom leg still to get a bit of stability. Okay, now you can actually start from an upright handstand position, or you can start from a little bit lower, just so that you've not got so much momentum. I'm sure you'll remember how to do this, and lean forward and do your first scorpion kick. Now try and keep this leg down low so you're remaining with that stability, okay? So do 4 times, 1, 2, work on your hand stability, 3, 4. Now what this is working on is transferring your body weight from your feet over to your hands and keeping control of it. So you're going to notice the weight transition, and it's going to help you when you move on to your full-blown handstands and handstand holds. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Now I'm going to do this lengthways on as well. If you guys have a look. I'm aware you probably can't hear me as well whilst I'm doing it with my back to the camera, but just need to get a better image. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent, good. If you're doing that at home, that's excellent. We're going to do it forwards now, just so you can see my shoulder width, and you can see the posture in my body. So that's also really important. As we move on to transferring weight from our dot onto our arms, what we're going to find is going to be really important to keep your hips square and your shoulders square. Okay, so moving forwards, you're going to be doing your scorpion kick and keep everything square. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm not sure how many over 9s, from my groups particularly, some were doing handstands. Now, the safety of this is crucial. Those of you that are doing handstands, safely doing handstands and under adult supervision, feel free to take this on to the next level and perhaps ask for support, perhaps from one of the adults that's watching, or if you're doing this as a pair or as a duet, you can also ask each other to hold each other up, make sure there's nothing around you that's of any danger, of any risk. You can have cushions perhaps around you, and it can be a really good way to start moving towards getting the body back into the transfer of weight from torso over to, from leg over to torso. Now all of this is really crucial for balance, because what we really want to do is hit the ground running when we get back to gymnastics. We want to make sure that we already have a base for all of the things that we can already do, so that we don't get taken by surprise and feel like we're going back and relearning the stuff that we have already done. So it's really good to be involved in these classes and to be getting back into the spirit of being involved in gymnastics and making sure that we are fully prepped and ready trained, so that when we get back we can hit the ground running, as it were, and we can start cracking on with bad work and progression. Okay, so we've moved on from bunny hops to scorpion kicks. Now I can show a couple of handstands. They won't be brilliant quality. I'll try my best to show a couple of handstands here. Now remember, we're only doing handstands if we're feeling safe and secure at home and we're under adult supervision. Now I'll do just a couple of handstands, and just to show you that I can actually work from bunny to scorpion and up to handstand, and these are the progressions and this is how it works. Okay, so you go from bunny, and from bunny you move to scorpion. Oh, that was quite a high scorpion. Computer's going to go into sleep mode again. I must deactivate that for next time. This is the problem with live television. So scorpion kick, sorry, and then we go up, hopefully we go up into full handstand. Wasn't held very long, but I'm also out of shape. So that's why we're getting back into shape. One more time, up into full handstand, head down, and come back down. That was alright, wasn't so bad. I'm sure your guys was better. I'm sure you guys have been practicing at home anyway. So that was bunny hops to scorpion kicks, right up to handstands. Now, we've been moving on forwards from badge work that we were doing, and obviously with this pandemic, we've all obviously had quite a bit of a break here. Now, what we'd like to do is have a quick look at the badge work that you guys were doing, have a think about what it is that you were working on before, and in the comments below, you can actually be sending messages and you can be creating comments that I can be replying to. Now, it's not easy at the moment to be replying to these comments because obviously I'm here working out with you guys. But after this live video at the end, I will be available on the computer and I'll be there in order to answer any questions, any queries, and we will see if we can sort of start making plans as to where we will be starting off again. Now obviously it's all going to be very government related. We're all under a lot of stipulation at the moment and we're just getting things started. So more importantly is that you guys stay enthusiastic, you guys stay involved in the gymnastics, and you guys stay thinking ahead for the moment that we do get back to this all, okay? So after our small warm-up there and after our small workout for the bunnies, the scorpions and the handstands, we're actually going to do a quick stretch off now. Now this is going to be a static stretch. So you can see the difference between the two stretches because we did initially a dynamic stretch. That was actually a movable stretch. And now we're going to do a static stretch. And the static stretch is actually to remove the lactic acid from your muscles, to stop that achiness afterwards after having been involved in a heavy, intense workout. Okay, so we're going to be doing a static stretch now. So once again, if you can see me here on the camera, I'm going to be starting off with a static stretch and I'm going to be doing it on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to, if the camera can see me, there we go. I'm going to be starting off with a shoulder stretch, okay, and I'm going to use the floor mat here, but a static shoulder stretch, because we've done scorpion kicks and because we've done bunny hops, we've done a lot of work on the shoulders. Okay, so a static stretch is going to be where you hold your stretch still and you really push down and try and keep your armpits pushed into the floor. You're going to feel that right underneath your shoulders, and that's just going to take out all of that pain from you having worked out your muscles. Take that right out. Okay, now what you can also do is you can also push slightly more pressure down from side to side, and you can hold each of those for 5 to 10 seconds just to take all of that acid out of your muscles and make sure that you're not aching tomorrow. You've all done very well for this being a first session back with quite an intense warm-up and quite an intense shoulder and back session for handstands, so you deserve a good stretch. Okay, we're going to slide that forward now. We're going to slide that forward and we're going to move on to our hips and we're going to push our hips down into the ground, okay? Now you should be feeling this in your stomach and you're going to feel this stretching out your abdominal muscles. And moving from side to side, and you're going to feel that rolling all the way around your tummy, and back to the inside. You're going to be holding that for a few seconds, and there we go. Okay, now if you want to sit back again on your heels and do your shoulders one more time. Excellent. Hold that down, really good. Really stretch that out. And last time, we're going to go forwards onto our hips and stretch our arms. Excellent. Now, we've also done a lot of work on our hands, from bunny hops right through to scorpion kicks and right through to handstands. So it's also really important we stretch out our hand muscles, okay? So you want to be putting your hands on the floor and leaning forwards over your hands and leaning backwards over your hands and putting your hands reverse way down on the floor and leaning slightly on them there as well, just to get maximum stretching out of your hands there, so you don't get sore wrists from all the pressure. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to be doing a wave technique as well, so we're going to be rolling our hands just to make sure that they're not too statically stretched. Rolling hands and back the other way, which is a little bit difficult for me. There we go. Excellent, and give your hands a shake out. Okay, now it's as opposed to the dynamic stretch that we did at the beginning where we were going down from side to side and we were moving, keeping moving. We're going to go down from side to side. We're actually going to hold that stretch out now to really stretch out that side muscle. We're going to hold that down there. You should be feeling that really well in your side muscle there. Really, really well. And hold that still. Feels very good when you stretch out your muscles, doesn't it? After a workout. And back up to the normal position. Okay, shake that one out. Okay, over to the other side. And down we go. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay, now we're going to be doing this again. Now, as I turn from the side on the initial warm-up, we're going to be doing it again. And this time, instead of going down and back up, forwards and backwards, we're going to be going down and we're going to be holding it. Okay, so hold that down. This should be stretching out your buttocks and your upper ham, your back hamstrings. There we go. And just lean forward a little bit. You'll feel that in the back of your hamstrings. Just leaning forward a little bit. Good. Excellent. And similarly, if you want to bring that up and lean backwards, support your back a little bit by holding onto your legs, just stretching out there. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so we've done mostly of a stretch there for our shoulders and our abs and our stomach, which is what we were working on. Now we can just do a quick stretch out from the feet. Now if you would like to be leaning forwards onto your feet, you can actually lean onto the top of them. I don't know if you can see that because my socks are black and the carpet is black. But if you want to point your toes and sit back on your pointed toes, you can actually lean back and start to stretch out your ankles, and you should feel that just there. Excellent. Now I hope you're all very excited about coming back to gymnastics. It's been fantastic for us to get back planning these sessions and getting back into the swing of things. Creating classes, getting online, making sure that we're touching base with you guys, our members, and making sure that we're getting back into the spirit of gymnastics. So I hope that you guys are going to subscribe to our channel. You could be taking part in these classes. At least they're going to be happening once a week, hopefully growing up until May, I believe, I would hope, which is when we are really hoping to sort of get going. So without further ado, you can look at the comment section down below, and I will be available there for any questions or any shout-outs. And we will see if you guys can subscribe and make sure that you're here next week for the next video. I've been Daniel, had a fantastic session here back at the Green Hills Theatre in Olympia, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care and have a great session. See you later.